And we move down to the start now of the Prince Albert Challenge Cup. In the Barks station on the left-hand side is Boston University from the United States. And on the right-hand side is Durham University A in the Bucks station. And the third race in a row now with a crew from the US, as we mentioned earlier. More than 60 crews here from the US this year. A huge international contingent, which is great to see.
It is, and it's so great that people are coming over and seeing it as such a prestigious event and an event they want to attend.
And the big difference between the race that we just saw and this one, of course, is that this is a coxed four. So you can see the coxswain quite clearly there in the Durham University A crew. That's Ellie Robson.
I think you can just about hear her as well. And I think it must make a big difference with the booms here and the difficulty coming off the island. That steering is crucial.
We move to the live shots now, approaching the Forley. It is Durham University who has probably about 3/4 of a length there over Boston University on the left-hand side of screen. So Durham University rating 38 strokes per minute, Boston University on 37 strokes a minute. It's a slightly different style that we tend to see in the coxed four. Often a little bit higher rating to keep that boat up with the heaviness of the coxswain. That extra 50 kilos really takes the run off the boat, and so you can't afford to have as much run and as much time between strokes as you might have in the cox's four.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Just when you just look at this compared to the fours that we've seen, the boat seems to sit a little heavier in the water and doesn't move as freely through the water. Sometimes coming through wash, that could be a good thing, that little bit more stability. But you do see that rate being kept high and ticking over, really.
Yeah, that's right. These boats are a little longer, a little heavier, definitely more stable. And certainly the advantages that we spoke about before of not having to worry about the steering.
You see Durham's just moved out again. They're trying to break that clear water. They're trying to get that stern just away from the bows of the other crew.
And I think it's always this moment for me that is really nerve-wracking in a racing situation where you know you've got a bit of overlap stern on bow and you just really want to extend it, get a little bit of clear water, give yourself a bit of breathing space. It's always that nerve-wracking moment where you can't quite settle, you can't quite be confident that you've got control of the race until you can, I think, break away and sit in more of a commanding position and really start to defend.
And I think never more than at Henley, because it's just you and another crew on a multi-lane course. You can break contact with one crew but have another crew coming from a different lane. But here, once you break that contact, it's huge. And to be able to keep that contact with another crew, you know the landmarks, you know where the finish line is, and you know you can sprint from a length down. Any crew can sprint from a length down, so you're never resting on your laurels.
And Durham University A, they're still working hard. Got their stroke rate right up. Really critical in the coxed four particularly. You don't want to let that boat lose that run that you have by letting it get slow and heavy and sloggy. They're sitting a little more upright. They're keeping it ticking along, keeping the beat. And they have got that open water now. They have broken away. This is a big push from Durham. Would have taken a lot out of them, but I think that this could have been the race-winning move. So hard to come back in a match race once a crew has clear water on you.
Yeah, I think biding their time, and then when they made that decision, they made that move, then they broke that clear water, and you can see how they could sit for a good minute or so in the middle with the crews basically at the same speed, and then just that sort of 10-20 strokes made the difference there.
You can see there on screen Boston University. They were right in the hunt there, but a big decisive move that came from Durham to open up some clear water and really take this race by the scruff of the neck.
There's a lot of trust in the coxes as well, for the rowers to listen and to believe and to go when they're still hurting is really important.
They come past the enclosures now. This is Durham University A. Interestingly, 3 crews from Northern England in this event: Durham University A, Durham University B and Newcastle. They're coming down to the line now. Durham University A takes the win over Boston University from the United States in this round of the Prince Albert Challenge Cup. And they will take on Imperial College in the semi-final.